What's up, guys? Ivan here with getivan.com, and in this video I'd like to tell you guys about my web design service. So if you go to template.getivan.com, you can click on this drop down menu and check out a bunch of niche oriented web design concepts. The template is pretty much the same. What changes are the colors and maybe the orientation of buttons and things depending on the actual service that you're providing, but it's all very centered and narrow so that it appears more conveniently on mobile devices. The theme is responsive, but when it's centered, it just makes it even easier to uh, ensure that the responsive look and feel is clean and sharp and professional. So if you click on this drop down, you can click on something like barbershop and get a look and feel for how a barbershop site might look like. There's also, let's see, another good one is carpet cleaner. That's a neat color scheme and nice little font and display font there. Photography, and let's see, window tinting. It's a clean one. And here's real estate. There's also a feedback button on the side where you can give me feedback directly on things that you want to do in the website, which is really convenient. So it's a really unique ticketing system because it allows you to essentially submit tickets straight from your site. And then from that system, I can send you invoices using a system through using the charge desk system. So I can just come up here and send you an invoice directly for whatever you want to do to create a page or do an edit request or whatever the thing is. And it sends you an email. There's like this really, it's sort of like a decentralized development system because you can communicate straight through your website and get invoices straight to your email. And it's really simple, easy to communicate, easy to like show me what you want to do. And instead of just being on the phone and sitting, there trying to, explain things necessarily. So it's a neat system. Here's a client site that I developed using this template. And this is actually a single page site. So when you click on the menus, it just scrolls right to sections. So that's a possibility, but you can totally remove the header bar. I don't offer like a ton of wild changes to the theme in order to keep it simple and predictable and clean. But there are some things, depending on what you need, just let me know. Like this client wanted to do a gallery, so I added this really simple modal gallery so that folks could scroll through the images, really easy to do. And then just a couple buttons for their phone number and a list of vendors and clients, and then a call, some contact area for other ways of getting a hold of them. If we click on some of these pages here, you can see that the site load speed is pretty much instantaneous. And again, that has to do with the way that this site is hosted. It's very different from other uh, web development styles. If we click on the logo here, it loads so fast you don't even see the image render or anything like that. It's pretty much instantaneous. I also include sitemap on the webs in the project so that there's some basic SEO benefit, and that homepage footer internal links. So there's a basic SEO benefit there, and I configure the metadata, meta description, meta title, and what have you. So there's some basic SEO benefit. Let's look at some of the bullet points for the benefits of this hosting style. So with this service, so there's a lot of website services out there, and most of them are do it yourself. The difference with this service is what I'm able to achieve is much higher in terms of the quality of the performance, the quality in terms of its simplicity, and also in terms of the performance of the website. But then on top of that, it's fully managed. So unlike a lot of other like lower cost site services out there, you're doing it yourself. You're having to figure it out. With this service, it's fully managed, so I do it for you. Anytime you need anything, you basically come to the site, you click on that thing, you say, here, Ivan, I want to do this, blah, 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 blah. And then I send you an invoice and boom, it gets done, and I'm here to do it for you. That's why my service is called Get Ivan. Get Ivan. So, and like I said earlier, I've designed sites for years in the past with WordPress. And the problem with WordPress is it's hosted on a server, which has like 5 different things that have to be updated and maintained, and there's security issues and all kinds of things. And it also has a database to store your blog content. And so with this system, we're hosting in HTML through object storage and Cloudflare CDN. And so there's no server, and that means there's no risk of malware or viruses. There's no risk of downtime, essentially. And there's no database because there's no post system. The pages are HTML. So that's one of the reasons I have to manage it. Also, I have to design the pages in HTML. And so that's another thing that can't be hacked. There's no database, so it's not going to be hacked. And since it's all hosted through Cloudflare, which is one of the top security companies in the world, like it's another layer of security. And they also are a content delivery system, which is one of the reasons why it's so fast. They cache the HTML pages, so they basically store copies of them. And once their copies are stored, like anytime anyone goes there, boom, they just launch a copy from the nearest data center location to wherever that person is located, and they have data centers all around the world. So you pretty much can't get a faster, more secure website. And I hesitate to say that because I mean there's probably some things I don't know out there, but this is about as fast and secure as I'm aware of. It's vastly faster and more secure than your typical services that you might be aware of in the market. So that's one of the huge benefits. And so to give you an example, you might wake up one day, as I did a couple, maybe a few times over the years, and all of a sudden a WordPress site would be down, and it's kind of like, okay, what happened? Nothing. Nobody did anything. In some cases, the database updates, and all of a sudden it breaks something with a plugin or whatever. This has no plugins, no database. There's no updates that are going to break anything. You could set up a site like this, and in 100 years, it'd still be up, as long as you're paying your hosting fee. So that's what's so cool about this. It's highly performant, super powerful website. Anywho, and the designs are simple, so it's easy for your customers to understand. And it also looks really clean, I think it looks professional, really clean and professional. And I told you guys about the revision request widget. Makes it really easy to communicate. And then there's also a custom analytics dashboard. So instead of trying to get my customers to get plugged into Google Analytics and give me permissions and stuff like that, I prefer to just throw my customers into my Hockey Stack membership, and basically I can give you guys a URL that is public URL for your site analytics, and you can just come on here, bookmark that, come on here and look, okay, how many sessions have come from visiting the site directly, how many have come from Google. You can learn about the traffic on your website really easily through this utility. And there's a bunch of other things over here, reports and definitions and surveys. And we can talk about all these CRO features another time. So there's a lot of neat features, and that all comes with your hosting. So that pretty much sums it up, guys. This is a fully managed service, but you're basically getting it for the price of like shared web hosting. So I charge a little bit more to design the pages. So there's an upfront cost, but then in the long run, you will save, hundreds, or, certainly after a number of years, you'll save thousands of dollars on hosting fees, thousands of dollars on, um, fees incurred from having to, fix problems basically. So, or incorporate wild plugins and things like that. So it's cheap, performant, and I do it all for you. If you're interested, take a look at the link below the video. Just go to my contact page and just let me know what you're trying to do, and we'll figure out something to make it as cost effective for you as possible. So that's it, guys. Thanks. I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.